Hi, have you ever felt like a completely different person in one setting versus another? Maybe in one situation you are shy and confident in another. Now, this is something that we all experience, and today we are going to explore why this happens. Welcome to Psych Question Series brought to you by Swasti Vishwa Institute. I am Dr. Swati Karve, and today we are going to explore a very fascinating question: why do people show up differently in different situations? Now, this happens because we all have different personas. A persona is like a mask we wear in various situations. It's an unconscious process that we develop throughout our lifespan as we adapt to different roles and environments. It's how we present ourselves to the world, and it can change depending on who we are with, where we are, and what we are doing. Think of a time when you are with your family versus when you are at work or school. You may be more casual, more relaxed with your family at home, but you'll be more composed, more quieter, and professional at work. Now, neither version is more you than the other. They're just different sides of the same person. Now, there are several reasons why this happens, and let's explore a few. Our different personas are shaped by the roles we play in various parts of our lives. These roles come with certain expectations, cultural norms that influence how we behave differently with different people, such as with family members, with close friends, with classmates, or with coworkers. These personas help us fulfill diverse responsibilities we have in life. Our roles in personal, social, professional settings dictate our behavior based on what is expected, and they enable us to be a good parent, sibling, maybe a trusted friend, an effective employee, or a leader. Now, let's consider another example, not based on roles this time, but on situation itself. Suppose you are at a party. Now, depending on your nature, you might socialize, make friends, engage in small talk, or participate in games. But suppose you are in a library, your behavior is going to be different. You will talk softly, you'll ensure that you're not disturbing others, you will be quiet. Now, your behavior varies depending on the environment. For example, you will behave differently at a restaurant, at a wedding, at a graduation party, or a funeral. Now, why does this happen? This is due to situational personality. Our behavior isn't a reflection of just who we are, but it's shaped by where we are and what is expected of us in that context. Now, adapting different personas in various situations helps us behave appropriately in that situation and helps us to build strong relationships and foster trust. Sometimes the group we belong to influences our personality. Imagine you're a huge fan of a local sports team. At the game, you might be loud, animated, even a bit aggressive as you support your team. You might shout, cheer, and get emotionally invested in the outcome. But outside this setting, you may be a quiet person. Being in the group brings out a different side of you. Now, why does this happen? The group influences our behavior. As social beings, we often mimic the behavior of those around us. Now, people have an innate need to belong. They join groups such as sports groups, craft groups, singing groups and choirs, professional circles, or even online communities to express the parts of personality that they may otherwise not show or it remains hidden. Another factor that influences what side of our personality is shown is being anonymous. In the sports stadium, for example, you might follow the crowd with less restraint. In a group, your individual identity becomes less prominent, leading to behaviors you may not typically exhibit when you are alone. Studies on mob psychology show that people who act responsibly when they are on their own may engage in irresponsible behavior when they are in a crowd. Anonymity also explains why some people behave differently on social media. When personal identity is hidden, self restraint and regulation can diminish, and this can be dangerous. Now, it can happen in a group. As we follow the group norms, our personal identity fades. Or when we are by ourselves and we want our personal identity to remain hidden on purpose, it brings out a different side of our personality, a different persona. Now, sometimes anonymity can be beneficial, especially when revealing our identity is a threat to us. For example, when we are making a complaint to the authorities against criminals, it is beneficial to be anonymous. Another reason we behave differently in various situations is how we feel about ourselves in these situations and contexts, and how our self esteem is affected. Imagine you are traveling to a foreign country where you don't speak the language, you don't know the culture. You might be more cautious, observant, withdrawn as you navigate these unfamiliar surroundings. But at home, where you know the language and culture, you may feel more confident and you may be assertive. Now, this is also a reason why students may hesitate to speak up in class, or an employee may feel intimidated by a manager. In these situations, how we perceive ourselves affects our self esteem and confidence, and that influences our behaviors. Now, we are constantly evaluating ourselves in different situations. This evaluation helps us determine what's appropriate for us and what is not. When we are unsure about ourselves, we feel less confident. Now, being cautious, observant, or fearful helps protect us from negative outcomes like failure, ridicule, or shame. However, if we perceive ourselves to be confident in different situations, we may be able to have better success in these different situations. So, developing self esteem and confidence are very essential to adapting to different social contexts, whether it's in our personal life or work life. So, what's the benefit of having all these personas? Now, having personas is not just normal, it's beneficial. These different personas help us adapt to different situations and contexts, connect with different people, and navigate life's complexities. They allow us to be flexible, conform to social norms, and build trust. It's important to remember that these personas are all a part of who we are, and each one of these personas serves a purpose. But what about authenticity? Can we stay true to ourselves while adapting to different situations with these different personas? Absolutely. Being authentic does not mean behaving same way in every situation. It means being aware of these different personas, understanding why we are behaving differently in different situations, and ensuring that each persona reflects a genuine part of who we are. However, if you feel overwhelmed by juggling too many personas or find one that is conflicting with your values, you may experience an internal conflict or a problem with authenticity. For example, if you dislike socializing but you are forced to go to a party, the persona you adopt may feel unnatural to you. So, in situations where there's a value conflict or you're forced to behave in ways that are not natural to you, you may feel a problem with authenticity, and this can lead to stress. Now, you can address this stress by avoiding such situations or reframing your perspective or learning new skills that help you adapt to different situations. You can seek professional help if the conflict and stress persist. Now, in the end, to conclude, our different personas are simply different facets of who we are. They help us navigate life's various situations and contribute to what makes us unique. The key is to embrace these personas, understand them, and use them to our advantage while staying true to our core self. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Psych Question. If you found this video useful and interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know in the comments section how your personas show up in different situations. Thank you, and see you next time in the next episode of Psych Question.